Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I'm David Steele and here's my truck, and I'm going to attempt to get this boom loader on the back of this Mack Super-Liner. Doesn't look too difficult. Let's see if I can line it up. Let's have a minute. See, I don't have advanced coupling on, so watch this magically jump on the back. There you go, look at that. Okay, some weird anti-aliasing going on there, but never mind. Right, let's jump back into the cabin. So what are we in today? Well, it's a Mack Super-Liner. I've already given that away. And the sound should give away what's under the hood, or at least partly gives away. We are running a Mack V8 today. And this could be a straightforward trip. In fact, I suspect it will be. But as always, let's see how it goes. We're using the EM9 Mack, or the Mack EM9 to be technical. That is the version of the Mack engines, the older versions. They're optimized for fewer gearboxes, so they emphasize having a flat power curve, as opposed to being a bit of a peaky power curve. Now, this is rated of just 400 horsepower. Well, I say just. That's an 82 engine. It's not a bad amount for 1982. And the boom loader today is only 26,500 pounds, so it's not the heaviest cargo around. I'm shifting gears myself today. We're using the sequential manual, but we're also using SES's Smart Shift, which I've got a video on the channel about from about a couple of weeks ago, I think now. And it's brought back my enjoyment of sequential shifting in both ETS2 and ATS. So this might not be a normal powertrain for the Mack V8. You might see just a 5, a 6, or maybe a 7 speed with this kind of gearbox. We've got a 13 speed today. Why a 13 speed? Well, because I could. Let's go ahead and move off here. I think we're good on the left. Last check. Yeah, so it's a Mack Maxitorq 13 speed with a 356 final drive. So the gearing department is quite tall. It's doing about 1150 revs at 55, which is a little too slow for top gear. So we'll be using 11th, I suppose, 6 high maybe. You know, I've never managed to figure out how or why custom gear names just don't work for me. And, so if you've experienced getting those to work, drop me a comment below. I cannot understand why they don't work for me. Oh, I'm going to take a break. Oh yay. I timed that well. So we're doing a night stop today then. Okay, well that's fine. Right. So yeah, the EM9 is supposed to give you a bit of a best of both worlds here. You get the power of a 16-litre V8 with some of the economy, you'd hope, of one of the smaller engines. Now, it didn't always work out that way, but some of that is probably because this thing sounds so good. I'm going to yeah, so if I lift off when I change, it does tend to skip a gear, which is perfectly fine, but I'm going to be getting up to speed here. It certainly sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Go ahead and use cruise control. When you use cruise control, it essentially puts the throttle at maximum, and you change gear as appropriate. Which actually works out quite nice, because we were, if I was changing up there up that hill, we would almost certainly have lost a bit of speed. Yeah, there's the rest stop just up here. I might take advantage of that, and then we can do the rest of the trip later on. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's get off the power. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. This particular engine has been in this Double Ocean's engine pack for a while, and I do use it from time to time. Let's see, actually, I think I want to merge left, and then use the service station on the left that's got the weighbridge. Just going down through the gears here. There are some areas of the map that I've yet to explore. The run today, we're going up to, I believe, Des Moines. Let's check that again. Yeah, up to Des Moines, to the municipal waste management company there. But this is a world of trucks, so we don't have an in-game time limit. Our time limit is real-world time. You know what? Considering that this is an economy-biased engine, it really does pile on the revs quickly. I know you're tired. So I get to do some more practice parking, and it was just about green when I went through. Lift off. I'll take the. Well, I was going to say the first way in, but there only is one way into the services here. This truck stop. Okay, let's take another look at the truck whilst we're here. There's the boom lift. Nice looking truck. I think the Super-Liner, almost they called it an Ultra-Liner there. So I've got a logging rack. I jumped into this truck. It doesn't even have my license plate on it. I'll show you that in a second once we get going. Let's jump to that view here. There we go. So I don't need fuel. But, I pull in here. Lots of space to park. And it looks like I can pull through as well. Alright. Little too high gear there. I could actually pull up next to that white Volvo if I so felt like it, but we will go a little further around. Looks like some lockups ahead of us with the green roof there. Or lockup being a quaint British word for, I suppose, a workshop or a garage. And if I do feel the need to get some motion lotion in the morning, I'm well set up for that, but I'm really not. I don't need to. Yes, I've not even got my own license plate on there. That's how north this truck is. Okay, I reckon that's good enough. Go ahead and put the parking brake on. Yeah, we know you're tired. Right. See, jump in the back here. Oh, look at that! I've got the sun coming in. That's pleasant. Bit sparse back here, but there we go. Right. Well, I'm going to get some sleep, so be right back. Okay, it's 4:20 in the morning. What a pleasant time to be awake. I don't have a remote start facility in the back here, so I'm just going to have to jump right back into the front. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Okay, here we go. So let's start the truck. Okay, whilst it's doing that, let's jump in the map, take a look at my route today. So, looks like it's interstate, or I-35, I guess. Almost the whole way. Wow, that's not a very interesting trip. Could make it a bit more exciting by diverting, but I don't think I want to. Lots of areas to explore still in Iowa. But that's not for today's trip. I think 168 miles, pre-dawn for the first stretch of it. Yeah, this should be a fun little run. And now I imagine in real life that you want to let the engine warm up a little bit, or perhaps for several minutes, or maybe truckers just like to have their engines idling, I don't know. We'll wait till the oil temperature is at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit before we move off, which will happen very, very quickly, so we get the lights on. At this point we'll be checking the fluids, or checking that apart from the engine oil that's running. Right, well I reckon we're good to go. Just hand wave that side of it. And guess we'll could buy some fuel, but I don't need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull through to the right. Okay, we're off. I'm a little tempted to see how much this combination weighs, but we might get stopped on the way by a weighbridge, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Pull round to the left here, avoiding these curves. It looks like we've not got a stop sign, so we'll go that slowly in this gear. Okay, let's go. Right, well, I was about to say we can turn right on a red, but then the light went to green anyway, so it's still very early in the morning, so I don't need to worry too much about traffic, which is nice. And I don't think I need to worry too much about oil temperature now. It's about 150, it's on the way. Back on the 35. So I geared the truck so that 65 would be a comfortable cruising speed for it. Using top gear at that speed, but 55 would be using one down from top. It's quite an effective way to set up some of the American trucks. The European trucks doesn't really work quite the same way. So you want to set those up to maybe cruise at 80 kilometers per hour or 90. It's depending on where you're going to be doing most of your hauling. Yes, if you're in the UK, you can do 97 kilometers per hour or 60 miles an hour. That is also another option for you as well. But those cab overs I don't find to be particularly stable at that sort of speed, let's just say. And that might just be me. It's probably not though. Right, well that's 46 miles an hour in 10th gear. Trying to shed about 1600 revs, give or take. There we go. So we lose 300 revs, which is right back where this engine likes to perform. Quick look at our fuel consumption whilst we're here. So instantaneously we're doing 4.7 to the gallon. We've averaged 5.2 on the trip. Not a great economy number. Let's get my cruise on for 65 like so. So it's now working it flat out up this slight gradient. But as we crest it, I'll drop it into top gear. Like so. There we go. And that should take us most of the way there. I don't think we'll have to change gear much. Subject to road hazards and steeper gradients. But like I say, it's not the heaviest cargo in the world. Torque number for this engine is 1520 foot-pounds. So it's, yeah, I would say in modern context, it's not amazing. But in the context of 1982, it's a pretty reasonable number. And this setup might not be used for heavy haul. I dare say that the EM9 was more for sort of premium fleet vehicle, maybe. Difficult to really imagine entirely how and where this engine would be used. I suppose if you have a driver that really wants a V8 sound, but you've got to pay his or her fuel bills, you might want to go for something like this, because it's a reasonable compromise. The thing is, it's not going to be as efficient as the EM96 is. inline 6 is lovely and smooth, and because of the configuration, especially set up as a semi-truck, they have a reputation for delivering lots of low-down torque, which if you're hauling is exactly what you want. The V8s typically tend to need a few more revs. Now, this is a gross oversimplification, and I'm not even going to attempt to try and get into the complexities of bore and stroke and engineering design of engines, because it's not my area of expertise in the slightest. I can tell you the rule of thumb is the longer the stroke, the more typical it is for an engine to produce its torque and power lower down in the rev range. But that it's not hard and fast. There are some engines that produce plenty of torque relative to their competitor peers in different parts of the rev zone, despite having what might appear to be an unusual stroke configuration. The bore is essentially the size of the cylinder. Nope, didn't get pulled in. So the bigger the bore, the bigger the hole. The stroke is the length that the cylinder has to go up and down. So the longer the stroke, the further the piston has to travel. And of course, the faster the piston tends to go with a longer stroke, and that you can come up against the acceleration required of the piston. The higher the acceleration you need to move that piston up and down, the greater the forces. And so that's one reason why they tend to be favoured for lower RPM use. But like I say, that's about the limit of my knowledge. And if that sounds like I'm reciting Wikipedia, no, there's a bit more to it than that. There might be another website I've looked at as well, but there's a lot that goes into engine design. Knowing some of the basics, yeah, it's useful, I suppose. It helps me understand why a certain engine performs a certain way. I still love how Scania have decided, yeah, we like inline 6s, but we love inline 5s for those economy engines. And so the DC9 and now the Super-Liner are 5-cylinder engines. And maybe we'll see Scania back in North America. They did try and launch their trucks 40-something years ago, give or take. And I've seen a couple of rumour YouTube videos about them bringing Scania. But when you listen to them or watch them, it's AI slop, it's an AI voiceover telling you how they might be preparing to come back, and yeah, I don't know. I'm close to this SUV in front of me, and I'm in a big stream of traffic, so I'm going to pull back a little bit. Give a little space there, I think, yeah. So if this were an early morning drive, the weather is looking fabulous. It's currently 66 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a very pleasant morning temperature. Living in Texas, that seems to be a bit of a memory right now. Morning temperatures are typically a good 10 to 14 degrees on that. They can't go from there, although 2025 compared to 24, unlike most of the world, has been quite a bit cooler. Compared to normal, you might be seeing 105, 100, 105, 110, but this year we've only cracked 100 once in the area that I live in, or only officially at least anyway. Actually, it looks like it's going to do nearly 55 at top gear, but I'm suspecting it's going to change down. No, it's not. Look at that. See if we'll get up to 60 though, if it wants to change down. No, it's happy with that. Oh, steering, David. Right, back down to 55. Yeah, lots of the roads to explore. Will let me in, black car. Issue up. Okay. Oh, there's a photo op here as well. picture of, I guess this is a cathedral. I don't actually know what that is. So it's my exit coming up as well. Also, I completely forgot that I'm driving this sequential manual, so when I'm like, look at that, it'll hold 55. Yeah, I'm used to driving it automated. So, oopsie. Make it blame it. Still, it was able to accelerate from 55, so I guess it's not the end of the world. It wasn't completely labouring. Yeah, maybe. I think I can get a sneaky picture here. I don't think so. I think we'll just look at it from this distance. Waiting for the light to go. The white car in front of me is turning off at least. And then the vehicle in front of that is one of the street viewfinder or street view cars. They might be a little bugged because there are lots of them appearing right now in the game. That possibly a bit too many than you might expect. However, it's not the end of the world, and they don't seem to be going particularly slowly either, which is nice. So. It looks like it's my destination just right up ahead. It is. Well, look at that. Well, that was a really quick 180 odd miles. I suppose time flies when you're having fun. So I don't like it when cars do that at junctions, but thoughts on the EM9 then? It's really not a dramatic engine. It sounds dramatic. It sounds a little highly strong, but actually it's very, very pleasant to drive and to work with. Okay, I'm just left in front of this white car. I don't know what car it is. It might be a Volvo. Anyway, we've done it. Yeah, so it sounds dramatic. It's quite forgiving, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to just do a run with this, because it does feel like I'm about to relearn how to use the manual transmission again, and I still make mistakes like then. But yeah, having a bigger engine with a bit more low down torque is kind of useful. Perhaps I should really come out with an E6. So it's in second gear now. I think it'll move off in second, but if I change down to neutral, then change up for spin crawler 1. So it's implying that you really want the lowest possible gear to move off here. I don't know whether you really do. Let's try another upshift first. Okay. Let's see what happens here when I move. Yeah, it's not bad. Don't even think about a green car. Yeah, so it's not. I don't think it needed crawler 1. If I did need that extra spread of acceleration off the line, then the gap was too small. And I think that's more the case in a heavy duty truck as opposed to a car. Right, well, we're almost at our destination. This is the waste management company, or it's called. So. A little bit too quick around that corner, so I ended up having to brake midway around. That's not a good trucker move there, David. You can do better than that. Yeah, so I feel like I can short shift this combination, and it's not it doesn't savage me too much through doing it. Some engines, when you try and short shift them, they really do not like being at too low RPM. Now, to be fair, the older engines typically struggle with it. So things like your big cam, if you try and run that at too low an engine speed, it lets you know by just not used crawler 1 just to get moving off. And then very quickly moved up into first. Still managed to go over the curb there. Oops. Alright. Well, we'll see how difficult these parking maneuvers are, and as to whether I really want to embarrass myself on the channel with another terrible reversing maneuver, but let's find out. I don't think I... You got to go down the lower level of the yard and back it up. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but we're going to go with the easy one because I can. I don't want this to be the longest video on my channel. I mean, it wouldn't be. Also, I discovered today that there's a 12-hour limit on YouTube videos. I didn't realise that. But there is. So I have a 14-hour video to upload, but nope. It's going to be cut down, which is a shame. Okay, let's go ahead and so we'll shut it down and let's see how well we did. So economy-wise, I don't think I did amazing on this trip. I'm going to hope for 5 miles per gallon, but I think for the early 80s, that wouldn't be the end of the world figure. That's not a bad figure. Would it be better than an inline 6 and like the E7? I don't think it would be. Anyway, so 200 miles and 36 gallons is actually closer to 6. It's about 5.5 to 6 to the gallon. So okay, I did better than I hoped. Better than I did hope. Well, look at that. I hope you got something from this. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's about all I got to say. Really, we did better than I thought. Nice, pleasant engine. Good to drive around in. So I hope you got something from this yourself. And I'll see you the next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Goodbye.